Hello everyone and welcome back to another average review. And today we're gonna be reviewing a figure from the very recent James Gunn Superman movie, the deluxe theatrical edition Ultraman. Oh yeah, warning, there's gonna be some Superman spoilers in this video, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, and I recommend you should because it's amazing, then you should probably click off. Now, as you can see, I've already taken Ultraman out of the box, but I'd at least like to show it off because it's pretty different from your standard DC Multiverse box. Of course, like the Superman figure, there's the Superman movie logo, but this is a deluxe theatrical edition, so you have this shiny blue text on the side like a regular collector edition that says, well, deluxe theatrical edition. Of course, we have the Ultraman name down here, and on the side, we see this really cool logo for the Superman movie where it's the Superman text cut in with this awesome image of David Corenswet as Superman. And on the back, we have some pretty standard, stock artwork of Ultraman. I like how the Luthor Corp building is out there in the background. That's a really nice touch. So, yeah, the box is pretty neat on these deluxe theatrical editions. But who really cares? Let's talk about this mysterious villain from the new movie. Alright, taking a look at the figure itself, and I gotta say, I think McFarlane did a spectacular job at recreating how Ultraman looked in the movie. I feel like they got nearly every detail right. Obviously, like the logo, but also the little silver dot there, all the plating and a bunch of the texturing, the black on the gloves, the bits of silver throughout, that really cool mask that is a lot like Doomsday's containment suit. Even though, well, this is a spoiler video, he isn't Doomsday. I will say, though, it's a bit weird that most of this figure doesn't have, the actual, dotted texturing that this part right around here has. Most of it is just smooth with, the lines throughout, which I don't mind, but I just find it kind of weird. I will say, I think this figure is a lot brighter than he was in the movie. Ultraman in the movie was definitely, a darker purple. He was purple, but it almost looked black in some shots. It was a very dark-colored suit. Not too big of a deal, just something I kind of noticed. But yeah, this figure is, really good. Here's how the back looks. Nothing really interesting. But yeah, like I said, I really like how this figure looks. And it captures Ultraman perfectly, even down to how his suit does look a lot like Superman's suit from the movie, which, if you've seen it, you know why that's the case. But hey, enough sculpting, paintwork, and spoiler talk. Let's see how this Ultraman figure can move. Now, for the most part, it's pretty standard, obviously. He's got the McFarlane-style dumbbell joint. He doesn't get that much of, looking up due to that high collar, just like the Superman figure. He doesn't really get any down either. Not really any tilt side to side, but his head does spin all the way around. He's got the McFarlane-style rotator cuffs, which give you a fair bit of wobble in the shoulders. His arms can spin around, and with the rotator cuffs, lift a bit under 90 degrees, which is admittedly a little disappointing, but what are you gonna do? He's got bicep swivel, which gives you turning all the way around, and isn't it kind of weird how big the bicep is compared to, the forearms? I know I should have mentioned this in sculpting, but it just dawned on me how big his shoulder and bicep are compared to his forearms. I don't know, that's just kind of a bit weird to me. But he does have double joint elbows with a pretty perfect bend, so that's nice at least. And he's got the McFarlane-style wrist balls that can hinge forward and back, spin around. Pretty much you can rotate them both so that his hand can move in any direction. He's got a diaphragm joint and a ball-jointed waist. He gets a bit of hunch forward, which is nice. A alright amount of arch back, spinning around, and tilt side to side. He's got the McFarlane-style hips that can kick forward about this far, which is really good. They get a decent split, and a pretty dang good amount of rotation in the hip. He's got double jointed knees with a good bend, along with the McFarlane style toe articulation, and ankles that can inch forwards, backwards, spin around, and pivot side to side. So overall, yeah, this Ultraman has some pretty dang good articulation, minus in the head. That leaves the tiniest bit to be desired. Moving on to the figure comparisons, and we of course have to bring out the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man and Spinneret, since they're the standard male and female figure comparisons on this channel. But moving on to other figures from the movie, we have David Corenswet as Superman, and a very recent addition to my collection, Metamorpho, who is pretty short compared to Superman and Ultraman. For some other heroes in the movie, though, we have Guy Gardner Green Lantern and Mr. Terrific from Spin Master's 6-inch line. Speaking of Spin Master, for the other Lex Luthor stooge in this movie, we have the Engineer from Spin Master's 6-inch line. It is kind of annoying that McFarlane skipped out on not just the Engineer, but also Hawkgirl and Guy Gardner. Technically, they did release comic versions of Guy and Hawkgirl, but nothing for Engineer, which is, as I already said, a bit disappointing. It would be pretty cool if she got a deluxe theatrical edition that includes all her weird nanite powers, like those buzzsaw hands and stuff. Moving away from the 2025 Superman movie for a second, though, and for two other very important versions of Superman, we have the Page Punchers Superman 78 Christopher Reeves Superman, and the 1940s Fleischer Studios animated Superman. I'm honestly surprised that Ultraman is the same height as this guy. Makes you wonder if the David Corenswet Superman was meant to be taller since, Ultraman is kinda his clone. Spoilers. I mean, I already gave you the warning. I'm gonna mention it. For a comic figure, though, and, well, here's the DC Rebirth version of Ultraman's boss, Lex Luthor. For a comic character that people theorized Ultraman would be, and here's the Mattel New 52 Doomsday. For another Mattel figure, though, and here's their version of the comic book Ultraman from Earth 3. Moving back to Superman 2025, though, and here's Ultraman's undoing, Crypto the Superdog. This is specifically a cup topper I got while seeing the movie. And hey, it beats buying that, like, $35 deluxe theatrical edition of Superman. But hey, as is tradition, here's the deluxe theatrical edition Ultraman with Hit Monkey and Goliath. Now, moving on to the accessories, and, well, Ultraman has a handful. I've been showing him with, his, the pair of fist hands throughout the entire video, but in box, he came packed in with these open, hey, let's de-escalate the situation hands, which is the one thing Ultraman never does in the movie. He also comes with this pair of angry and/or gripping hands for when you've ticked off Lex Luthor too much. And he also comes with this pair of accessory holding hands. Granted, he doesn't come with any accessories in the box, but I'm sure you can get creative and put something in there. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention, Ultraman comes with a figure stand. This time it's got a silver foil since it's a collector edition, and a trading card, also with foil text since, deluxe theatrical edition. Here is Ultraman's bio on the back of the trading card. It really doesn't say anything, which makes sense. That would just be spoiling the movie. Well, I mean, the figure would be. I've already done that since, I gave the warning beforehand. Alright, let's go over the price and also my overall thoughts on the figure. This theatrical deluxe Ultraman retails for about $35 and is available at places like Big Bag Toy Store, Walmart, Target, Best Buy, the usual suspects for a McFarlane figure like this. And overall, I'm pretty satisfied with that price. I'd say it's a lot better than the theatrical deluxe Superman, who just came with like crypto and a bunch of near identical face plates, and barely any extra hands, which this Ultraman had plenty of. I do gotta say though, for that price, I do kind of wish he came with an alternate head of the sort of destroyed mask that James Gunn shared a photo of, since that wouldn't be spoilery and reveal that, Ultraman is a Superman clone, and, it just would have made a nice little extra piece. But still, overall, I'm fine with the price and piece count on this Ultraman. So overall, factoring everything in, the really good sculpting and pretty good articulation combined with the accessories, along with the very minor negatives of the suit kinda being bright and the head articulation being a bit lacking, I'm gonna give the McFarlane Toys Superman 2025 Theatrical Deluxe Ultraman a 9 out of 10. If you liked Ultraman as much as I did in the movie, then yeah, I'd say this figure is a pretty dang good pickup. So hey, if you've watched this far, well, thank you for watching, obviously. Also, hey, maybe comment down below your thoughts on the new Superman movie. I absolutely loved it. It's one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen. Gotta say, it's pretty hard to beat the original Christopher Reeve Superman movie, though, so I'm probably gonna have to think about that part. But like I was saying, if you've made it this far, first of all, thank you, and second of all, have a great day, 'cause you deserve it. Bye-bye!